feeling overwhelmed, because who doesn't feel overwhelmed? This is an assault. It's an attack on us. It is a bloodless coup d'etat. It's actually an administrative coup d'etat, and it's happening right now. And remember, this is it here. Awareness is the first step in the resistance. Awareness. You need to know that it's happening. You need to understand what it is and what it looks like. Identify it and call it out. Okay? That's why I gave you these flyers. And these flyers are not for you to look at and throw out. These flyers are for you to make 100 copies of and get them out to your neighbors. Put those on porches. Don't try and hand them to people they don't want them. Give them to them in the morning. When they come out and get their paper, it's right there. Or put it out somewhere where they're going to get it and see it. Because this information needs to be shared. There's no silver bullet. There is no silver bullet. So and if you live in an area where you can't walk around, you're out there in the rural areas, you can make up postcards. They're a little expensive. You can get together with your friends, pay for them, and mail them out. The post office does this by zip code. You can just pay, right? Get the information out. We did this. We stopped a huge project with a flyer like this. A huge project. You can do it. Information is what is giving you power. You still can get out there and speak the truth without being arrested, unless you're at a city meeting where you have the microphone and you're talking the truth and there's cops ringing the walls, men with guns. Of course, here is probably everybody in the audience is government. But these government meetings are full of, they're bringing in police officers now because they're afraid you're going to say something. Is this your country? Is this your nation? Okay, so here's what's happening right now. People are beginning to fight back all over the United States. This is happening now, and it's not just in the U.S., it's happening all over the world. In Alabama, the state of Alabama passed Senate Bill 477. It was signed into law by their governor. And that repudiates Agenda 21. And, particularly, it says it is illegal. Well, hey, it says it's illegal to discriminate and to not give people their private property rights. Now, this is necessary to do these legislative rules and laws, but you know what? If you don't know what Agenda 21 looks like, then you're going to be putting that out there, and it won't mean anything because it doesn't come called Agenda 21 when it's in your town. It's your comprehensive plan. It's your Imagine Lockhart, right? It's Sustainable Places Project, and if you don't know it, then you're not going to be able to stop it. So you got to get in there. You got to wake up. You got to influence your elected officials. You have to share the information with them, and if they refuse to pay attention to you, you get rid of them. You take them out. And I don't mean with your guns, okay? I'm talking about you get elected, okay? And you know what? Don't think I don't know that a whole lot of people have white hair like me in this crowd. And all over the United States, I go and I speak, and a whole lot of people are advanced in years. All right? Yeah, we'd rather be doing something else. We'd rather be hanging out. But not on our watch.
That's right.
Not on our watch. That's right. So what does it take? First of all, if you are volunteering for an organization, you investigate that organization, find out what it is, who it is, who's getting the money, and whether they support smart growth. Are they connected with ICLEI? Are they pushing Agenda 21? If they are, remove your support. Do not donate. Do not volunteer. Identify collaborators. You want to make wanted posters. You put wanted posters up. You say, hey, here's my guy. He's an elected official. He is on that regional board, and he will not acknowledge Agenda 21. Get him off there. If you've got, what you do is you look at who the voting members, the executive board is for CAPCOG, right? Council, what is it? Central Area Planning. Well, thank you. Yes, you look at who the voting board is, and there's like 10 or 20 or 30 people or whatever is on that board. You identify who's on there, and then you get together with your pals. This is a nice big group of people. You get together and you say, okay, who's weak? We're going to take him out. We're going to make an example of Joe. Because we have gone to Joe and told him what this is about, and he has mocked us, told us to go home and not bother with this crazy stuff. And we are going to make Joe an example of our power. We are going to show ourselves and our nation that we have power. And then we're going to go after Joe, and we are going to recall Joe from office. Okay? You recall Joe. Now, people see those signs, recall Joe, they're like, ooh, I wonder what Joe did. Boy, Joe's really messed up, right? Whether you get him out or not, you have really shown the fear of God to these people. You let them know we do not want regionalization. We are not interested in being part of a mega region. We are Bastrop. We are Lockhart. We are Hutto. We are Dripping Springs. We are our own individual human beings. We will not be consensusized. We will not allow ourselves to be regionalized. We are not playing the game. You know what? In the Nazi era, they had the Nuremberg principles, right? Remember the Nuremberg trials? And they came out with the Nuremberg principles. What was that? Going along, get along. Ain't gonna fly. I was just following orders. No, not anymore. We are not awareness. 2013 is going to be the year of critical awareness for our nation. We are reaching that point where people understand and know. Everyone knows there's something wrong. What they don't know is what it is. They see all these separate things and they think they're unrelated. They are not. You are going to assist in making sure that people understand that all of this is connected. There is a large global plan to control every aspect of your life. And this is it. We will not be controlled. We will not go along to get along. We will prevail. We will prevail. And we will do it while we are alive. This is our time. Let's do it.
Rosa Koire.
Thank you.
We're going to do a Q&A, and I think we've got a microphone set up out here. Did you guys know we've got a group of people outside the lawn that didn't get to come in here? Why don't we all say hello?
Hey! Thank you so much. I hope you're not cold out there. Thank you. Oh, no, let's see. Can we drag this thing out of the way? Or...
So, this is how the Q&A is going to work.
That's a bad idea.
It's on a platform.
Sorry.
Anyway, we're going to get set up for Q&A. We would appreciate some donations, and there are some little plastic bottles that are being passed around to help raise the costs.
It's like a boat.
Also want to remind you that there are books out front.
Yes, get a book. Get 10 books. You know what? The state of Washington, one of the state representatives just bought 147 books for all the state representatives in Washington State. That's cool, huh?
So I'm going to invite Jim and Mary, come on out.
Yeah.
I bet they have some C-scope questions.
Absolutely.
I want y'all to be sure to go to the White House website. It's www.whitehouse.gov/press-office 2012-03-16 Executive Order National Defense Resources Preparedness. I want you to go and read it carefully because the two things I'm gonna pull out, it's a long, dreary document. But number one, guess who's in charge of your water resources, which is interpreted to mean everything, all your water. Runoff, wells, streams, everything on your property. Guess who's in charge of that, according to this executive order? Department of Defense. That's right. Now, here's the thing that also bothered me, is that in here you're going to read that these contingency plans have been around for a long time. Okay, and you're going back to World War II, maybe even before. But in this one, there's a slight change. It's always been in case of war. Well, a few years ago, they kind of dropped the war, and they just kind of said in case of any national emergency. Well, this one says in national emergency or peacetime. So now they're going to come grab anything they can. Y'all better start waking up and go wake up your neighbors.
That's right.
Okay, we've got some people who'd like to ask some questions. Give us your name, where you're from, and who you'd like to ask the question.
You don't have to give your name if you don't want.
Is it my cup? Okay. My name is John Rowland. I'm a veteran. My website is constitution.org, where you can find solutions to many of the things that we've been discussing this evening. I spent a couple of years in Washington on Capitol Hill working with members of Congress, where I got insight into what was really going on in this country. Next year, I will be a candidate for the United States Senate. My agenda is the Constitution.
Okay, does someone have a question?
Yes, my name is Mary Anderson. I'm with Truth Seekers. I was also with Texans Against Tolls. And a bunch of us in this area have been working on this stuff for a long, long time. Some of us, our parents told us about this back in the 60s. They said it would happen. And they were trying to warn us about it. We didn't really know what we called the June 21. And then it occurred to us, that's what they were telling us about.
Yeah.
So they wanted to, our parents told us they wanted to impose a feudal system on us, and that we'd have to fight it. So, okay, we have done things like try to get elected officials out of office, new people in. They would promise us what they were going to do. We no more get them in there, they turn.
Yeah.
And now our voting machines don't work because there are all these electronic voting machines. And they have for example, on the Campbell board now, it's getting to be full of people that are not elected officials. These are all appointed people. We don't have any left going to our neighborhood people, and we get that tinfoil hat thing all the time.
Yeah.
But we are, we've got Alex, but I mean, he doesn't do local stuff much anymore. And we do have some local groups, but we have just really worked ourselves to the bone on it. A whole lot of us have. A lot of us are out of money, out of energy, out of time. We're split off in so many directions, like, for example, right around here, they're fighting for water. Then Kirk Watson wants to put these new toll roads in. I mean, it's just, and the smart meters aren't working in our homes. And now we're hit with this thing about the education system.